My name's Austin. I used to play professional football, so that's my background. I really do believe in the benefits of yoga, and I really just want to encourage more and more people, especially youngsters, to take part in yoga. So, if none of you have done yoga before or heard of yoga before, it's a way of connecting our mind and our body. Okay. Now today we're going to focus more about breathing and also some stretching. Okay. So don't worry too much about the word yoga. Just think of it as just we're going to go through some stretches, and we're also going to focus on some breathing methods. So first of all, what I would recommend, first of all, actually, is that if there's any injuries that you have, then please, when we're going through the session, if there's any exercises or poses that you can't do, then please don't do them, and do anything that you feel is necessary. Okay. If you do have a pillow or a block that you want to sit on, it's really important for your posture to be nice and tall, opposed to slumped over. So if you want to go and grab a pillow, especially to start with, we're going to be sitting on the floor like I am now. Okay, so we're going to be sitting on the floor on the pillow. So to talk you through how the session is going to plan out, we're going to start with some breathing, and then we're going to go on to some stretches, and then we're going to focus on a little bit of core, and then we're going to go back to some stretching and a bit of relaxation. Okay, guys? So to start with, if you're all seated in a seated position, make sure we're nice and tall. If we're sitting on a block, we're going to close our eyes, guys, and we're going to focus on our breathing. Okay. So first of all, just notice your breath. How are you breathing? How shallow are you breathing? How long are you exhaling for? Just start to notice these lengths of breath. Now we're going to inhale for 4 seconds, and we're going to exhale for 4 seconds. Now when we inhale, we're going to inhale right the way down to the bottom of our bellies, and we're going to exhale all the way out through. Okay, so closing our eyes still, maintaining a nice tall spine. On an inhale, you're going to listen to me. We're going to go inhaling, 2, 3, 4, exhaling, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4. Now work with this in your own time. Go through this 3 more times, okay? Last round. Okay, guys, and just coming back, opening our eyes, coming back to neutral, what we call. Focus on, pay attention to your spine. How tall are you? Are you slumped over? We want to be nice and tall, as if someone has got a piece of string and is pulling it to the top of the ceiling. Okay, nice and tall in our spine. Okay, this time we're going to work through another method of breathing. It's called step breathing. So we're going to do exactly the same, but in the middle, we're going to hold for 4 seconds. Okay, so we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, and then we'll exhale for 4 seconds. Okay, so again, working with me the first 2 times. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4. 3 more times in your own time, everyone. And when you're ready, just return into neutral. Again, focus on your position of your spine. How are you sitting? Are you uncomfortable? We're going to open our eyes. We're going to get into the practice now. We're going to start with some stretching. So when you're with me, guys, on an inhale, we're going to raise our hands up. And then an exhale, we're going to place our right hand to the outside of our left knee, and we're going to come around and twist, okay? So we're staying nice and tall in our spine still. Come around and twist. On an inhale, we come up. Exhale, we twist slightly further round. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we twist further round. And return into neutral, okay? We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So on an inhale, our hands come up. Exhale, we're going to twist round to the other side now. Left hand onto the right knee, and we're going to stay nice and tall, twisting round. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist round further. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist round further. You should feel this in your back or the outside of your left shoulder. And return into neutral, everyone. Okay, we're going to move on to our hands and knees. So we're going to go into what we call tabletop position. So our hands are directly underneath our shoulders and our knees are directly underneath our hips. Okay, and we're going to move through what we call cat-cow transition. So within yoga, everyone, we're going to be working with our breath to work through the movements. So in general, on an inhale, we move up into movements, and on an exhale, we move down into movements. So with the cat and cow transitions, we're going to go inhaling. Our belly is going to drop to the floor. We're going to arch our back. And then exhale, we're going to come into a cat, what we call a cat. Okay, so our back is going to raise to the sky. Our belly is going to come into our belly button. And we're going to curve our back into a cat. Okay, so we work through these in our own time, but we can move in between. So just give your body a little wiggle. We're just stretching, just warming up. So inhale, belly drops to the floor. We're coming into a cow. Exhaling, coming into a cat. Work through this in your own time, everyone. So inhaling, exhaling, rounding the back, getting a nice stretch. Do this 3 more times. Last round. And returning to neutral, a nice neutral spine. This time, on an inhale, our right hand's going to come up to the sky. And then exhale, we're going to come through. So we're going to come underneath the left arm. And we're going to come through. So the inhale, we come up. Exhale, we come through, thread through. Inhale, last time, we come up. Exhale, we thread through, and we're going to stay there. We're going to get a nice stretch onto the outside of our right shoulder here. If you want to place your hand further forward, you get a deeper stretch. And just breathe here. Last round of breath. And returning to the tabletop. We're going to do exactly the same with the left hand this time. So inhaling, our left hand comes up. Exhale, we thread through. Inhale, our left hand comes up. Exhale, we thread through. Inhale, our left hand comes up. And exhale, we thread through and we stay there. Placing our right hand forward. Getting a nice stretch onto the outside or the back of our shoulder and the rotator cuff muscles. And relax. And returning to tabletop, guys, we're going to just rest, go into a resting pose, what we call child pose. So we're going to sit back onto our heels. And we're going to place our hands to the outside of our ankles. And we're just going to rest here. You're going to feel a nice stretch into your hips. And just rock from side to side. This is what we call child's pose in yoga. And returning to tabletop position, everyone. From the tabletop position, we're going to tuck our toes and we're going to raise our pelvis to the ceilings, and we're going to come up into what we call downward facing dog. Now, downward facing dog, we want our hands extended. You can bend your knees if you want to, but you want to try and bring your belly into your thighs, okay? It's just a nice little stretch. You can walk the dog if you want to, but making sure we've got a nice straight spine. Again, from here, we're going to just walk to the top of our mats, and we're going to clutch hold of our elbows, coming into a nice standing forward fold, stretching our hamstrings. Just let your head drop to the floor and just rock from side to side. You'll realize that your spine will slowly start to fold further forward as your hamstrings loosen. And taking a big inhaling in, we're going to come all the way up to the top of our mats. Okay, I'm going to try and work with this screen. I've not got too much space. Okay, well done, everyone. So we've just started our first little warm up, bit of breathing. We're going to work through some yoga poses now. Now, if you get lost, do not worry. We're just going to work through them. Remember, with the breath, when we inhale, we typically rise up in a pose. And when we exhale, we typically go down into a pose. So listen to the cues and what I'm saying. If you get lost, do not worry. Just try and do your best. And we're just going to go through what we call sun salutation, a very basic one. It's a sequence of poses, which is a great way to warm up and stretch the body and loosen all different muscles groups, okay? So listening to me, we're going to start in what we call mountain pose. I'm going to do my best with this screen. So we're going to start in mountain pose at the top of our mats. On an inhale, our hands come up. And an exhale, we fold forward. Again, clutching hold of our elbows. Now an inhale, we come up into halfway lift. So we're going to place our hands onto our shins, a nice straight spine. And we're going to place our hands onto the floor and coming back into plank. So we're in plank pose now. We're working that core. Stay there, stay nice and strong. We're going to go knees to the floor, chest and chin at the same time. And we're going to rise up into a baby cobra, we call it. A nice little stretch there of the lower back or the lumbar spine. And then exhale. We're going to push through, untuck our toes, coming back up into downward facing dog. Remember this one, guys. You can walk the dog out if you want to. You're going to take an inhale here and step to the front of our mat, rising back up into halfway lift. Exhaling down into standing forward fold. Really get that stretch in the hamstrings. Take a big inhale here, rising all the way up into mountain pose. And well done. Okay, guys, so that's what we call sun salutation. We're going to work through that one again. Okay, we're going to start to get a bit warmer now. Okay, so let's start again. Starting in mountain pose. In inhale, our hands come up. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the mat or the floor, stepping back into plank. Knees, chest and chin at the same time. Elbows tucked into our ribs. We're going to inhale into a baby cobra. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Inhaling into halfway lift. Exhaling, standing forward fold. Inhaling all the way up into mountain. How's everyone getting on? Well done, everyone. Okay, brilliant. We're going to go through some more, a bit more difficult poses right now. Okay. So we're going to start in mountain pose. Now, an inhale, we're going to come up. We're going to come into what we call chair pose. So if you can see, we're going to be working our quads here. So we're going to be really keeping a nice straight spine, straight arms, engaging our core. And we're going to breathe here. The deeper we go, the harder it's going to be working, okay? And all we're going to do here is take a deep inhale and exhale. We're going to step our right foot to the back of the mat, okay? And we're going to try and maintain that weight to the front, okay? Take a deep inhale here. Exhale. Stay nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Placing our hands onto the mat. We're going to come back into downward facing dog. We take a rest here. Downward facing dog. We're going to step forward again to the mat. Inhaling up into halfway lift. Exhaling. Inhaling all the way back up into mountain. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Okay? So on an inhale, we come into chair pose. Stay nice and strong here. Taking a few rounds of breath. Take a deep breath in, inhale, and step the left foot back this time. Stay nice and strong. Make sure our weight is over that front leg, but making sure that our knee's not coming over our front toe. Deep breaths here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And stepping back into downward facing dog. You can walk it out here. Take a deep inhale, stepping forward. Halfway lift. Exhaling. Standing forward fold. Inhaling all the way up into mountain. Well done. I don't know if anyone can see outside, but it's tipping down with snow. Whee. We finally got some. Okay, guys, are we ready to carry on? Brilliant. We're going to go through a bit of core work now, okay? So again, we're going to start into mountain pose. Inhaling, our hands come up. Exhaling, standing forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. This time we're going to place our hands onto the mat, stepping back into plank. Stay nice and strong here. Nice straight spine. If you want to make this more difficult, place your hands further forward. Breathe here. Make sure that our back is not arching in. Stay nice and strong. We're going to stay here. If you need to drop out, you can, but don't drop out if you don't need to. Breathe. Coming back into regular plank. We're going to drop our knees to the floor, coming down into tabletop position, just resting up. If you want to go back into child's pose, you can do if you need to, but we're going to go through another few rounds of plank. So when we're ready, Raising our knees up, we're going to come into plank again. To make it more difficult, move your hands to the front of the mat or the towel or whatever you have. Remember to breathe deeply, engage your core, don't let your back drop in. Three more deep rounds of breathing here. Stay nice and strong, guys. And dropping our knees back down. Coming back into tabletop position or child's pose. Remember what we were doing at the start. Rocking from side to side. We get a nice stretch there of our hips. Last round. When we're ready, guys, deep inhaling up. We're coming into plank. Hands slightly further forward this time. Five more rounds of breathing. Engage that core. Really squeeze them abs. Two more rounds of breathing. And coming back down into child's pose. Coming back into tabletop position, guys. We're going to rise back up into plank, but this time on an inhale, our right leg's going to lift, and an exhale, we're going to bring our right knee to our right elbow. So we're going to do this 5 times. Inhaling back, exhaling through. Inhaling, our right leg goes back. Exhaling, it comes to our right elbow. 2 more times. Inhaling back, exhaling to our elbow. 1 more time. Inhaling back, exhaling to our right elbow. And coming back down into plank. Same on the other side. Stay strong. Okay. Inhaling, our left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, left knee to left elbow. 3 more times. In your own time. Staying strong. Last one. And coming back into tabletop position. Take a deep breath in. Rock from side to side. Breathe deeply. Exhale. How was that? A bit tougher, guys? Yes? Okay, this time we're going to step back up into mountain pose. So make your way back up to the top of our mats. You can stretch out here if you want to. Inhaling up. In your own time, just make your way back up, everyone. We're going to go through more of a stretching sequence. Okay. So is everyone still with us? Brilliant. This time we're going to work through into chair again. So inhaling up into chair pose. Stay strong here. Take a deep inhaling in. Exhale, we're going to place our right elbow to the outside of our left leg. And we're going to come and twist round. So we're going to feel a little stretch here on the inside of our left groin. And also a stretch in our back and our rotator cuffs. Deep breaths here. Now we're going to raise our right heel to our right glute, and we're going to step back to the back of our mats, if everyone can see. Okay, guys. Now we're going to place our right hand to the inside of our left foot, and we're going to twist. Stay nice and straight. Can you see my arms? Make sure we're looking at our positioning. Is your arms nice and straight? Take a deep inhale in here. On an exhale, we're going to place the left hand to the inside of our left foot. We're going to twist up. Take a deep inhale in here. Exhale. We're going to rise up on an inhale into what we call warrior 2, guys. So I'm talking you through it. Our front heel here is bent, and our front heel is aligned with our back arch. And we're going to come up into warrior two. We want to fix our gaze over our middle fingers. Now, if it's possible, we're going to take an inhale, and then on an exhale, we're going to rise forward, still keeping that bend in our front leg, but maintaining our balance. We're coming into what we call warrior three. It's quite a challenging pose. Can we keep that balance? Can we keep that strength? Stay nice and strong here, everyone. If you want to move out, you can do. Just keep that balance. Your ankle will be moving around. Stay nice and strong. And then placing our back foot back down, coming back into warrior two. Take a deep breath here. We're going to place our right hand to the back of our right leg. We're just going to stretch over. We're feeling a nice stretch into our belly. And we're going to simply just step to the top of our mats. Taking a deep inhaling in. And just wiggling our hands, getting all that energy out. We're going to do exactly the same onto the other side this time, okay? So starting in mountain pose, we're going to inhale, chair pose. Take a deep inhale in, bringing our hands into our chest. We're going to twist to the other side now, okay? So we're going to twist our left elbow onto our right knee. Feeling a nice stretch there inside your right groin. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. This time, our left ankle is going to rise to our left glute, and we're going to step to the back of our mat. Okay, guys, I'm going to try and make the space here. Keeping that twist. Remember now, we're going to place our left hand to the inside of our right foot. We'll come up into a twist. Look at my hands, nice and straight. Okay. Now we're going to place our right hand into the inside of our right foot. We're going to come up and twist. Feel a nice stretch there. Take a deep inhale in. On an exhale, we're going to rise into warrior two. Remember, the front heel and the back arch need to be aligned. Getting ready to move through into warrior three, which is a very challenging pose. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, we come forward. We call it the aeroplane as well. You really start to feel that into your quads. Stay there as long as we can. Remember to breathe. If you want to make it more challenging, can you move your hands forward? Okay, so our hands come to the top, straight forward to make it even harder. Okay, stay nice and strong. And when you're ready, everyone, just stepping forward to the top of our mats. Just going to stay nice and tall here, closing our eyes. Closing our eyes. Focusing on your breath again. Noticing any imbalances in your body weight. Are you bearing more weight onto your left side of your body, or are you bearing more weight onto the right side of your body? Again, breathing nice and deeply all the way into our bellies. Focusing on our posture. Are we slumped over? Are we nice and tall? Remembering, do we have that string pulling us to the top of the ceiling, keeping us nice and tall and straight? Again, we've just worked through some variations of poses. Mounting pose, we're going to work our way back down onto the mat. So an inhale, our hands come up. Exhale, we're going to wiggle our toes to the out a little bit further out. We're going to come down into what we call a yogi squat or malasana. Okay, so we're just pressing our elbows in. You're going to feel this in our hips and just wiggle side to side. It's a nice little stretch here. And when you're ready, just going to fall back onto your mats, okay? You're going to grab hold of your knees and you're just going to roll. And just rock. We call these teddy bear rolls. And we're just going to drop our backs to our mats, keeping our knees bent. We're going to go into a few variations here. So first of all, we're going to go into a bridge pose. We're going to be working our glutes. So as you can see with my feet, they're brought into my glutes. We're going to have my hands down by the side of the side of our mat. On an inhale, we're going to raise our hips to the ceiling, squeezing our glutes, stay nice and strong. And breathing here, guys. Can we hold it? We want our feet parallel. Really raise your hips to the ceiling. Staying strong here. And hold. To make this more difficult, can we lift one leg? Pushing through. Stay nice and strong. Can we put that leg back down, switching legs onto the other side? Placing that leg back down and dropping our hips. Just taking a moment there to relax and recover. When we're ready, we're going to do one more round of this, guys. So when we're ready, on an inhale, our hips are going to come up. Staying strong here. If you want to go straight into single legs, please do so. Switching legs if you want single legs. Stay nice and strong. Push them hips to the ceiling. Dropping back down, dropping our hips down. Well done. We're going to now move on to boat pose. So we're going to go through 3 rounds of boat pose, working our core again. So on inhale, we're going to come up. We're going to come into a V position. Okay. Now, as you can see here, you can either bend your legs or you can straighten your legs, which is a bit more difficult. We're going to breathe here. We're going to hold here. We're going to go through 10 rounds of breathing. So when you're with me, we've got 8 to go. Exhale. 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 Staying strong. Bend your knees to make it easier. 2 more. And dropping down, lying all the way back onto your mat. We're going to do 1 more of those. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 1 more deep breath in, deep breath out. When we're ready, we're going to come back up into boat pose, staying nice and strong. 10 rounds of breathing. 9 to go. Stay strong, guys. Remember to breathe. Bend your knees if you need to. 5 to go. Last 2. And dropping our feet down to the mat, all the way back down. Relaxing here, focusing on your breath. One more deep breath in and exhaling out. We're going to sit up in what we call staff pose. And all we're going to do here, guys, on an inhale, our hands come up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, try and keep our legs straight. You can bend your knees if you need to. Bend your knees a little if you need to touch your toes. And you're just going to stay here for a moment. Taking inhales, we come up a little bit. On an exhale, we go further forward into the stretch. So inhale up, exhale. Can we go stretch slightly further forward? Really start to feel your lower back start to open up. Last round of breathing here, inhaling in, exhale, stretch further forward. And slowly working our way back onto our backs. We're going to bring our knees into our chests. We're going to extend our left foot out. With the left hand, we're going to grab our right knee and we're just going to twist over. Get a nice twist there in our lower backs. Remember to breathe. Making our way back up to neutral again. Both of our knees are brought into our chest. This time our right leg extends. We're going to place our right hand onto the outside of our left knee and we're going to twist over to the right side. Again, the twist on the other side there. Looking at the opposite shoulder. Remember to breathe. Close your eyes if you need to. Focus on your breathing. Slowly returning to neutral, everyone. We're going to extend our legs to the top of our mats. And we're just going to drop into what we call Savasana. So closing our eyes, hands by your sides, just relax. In your own time, focus on your breathing. Inhales and exhales. And just go into your own little zone. We're going to go through what we call Yoga Nidra. So listening to me, we're going to clutch our toes, squeeze and release. We're going to squeeze our calf muscles together, squeeze and release. We're going to squeeze our quad muscles together, squeeze and release. We're going to try and clutch our glutes, squeeze our bum muscles and release. We're going to engage our core, squeeze our abs, squeeze and release. We're going to clutch our hands, squeeze and release. We're going to tense our biceps, squeeze and release. We're going to tense our chest muscles, squeeze and release. We're going to lock our jaw, so we're going to chew, squeeze, and release. We're now going to squinch our face, so pull down our eyebrows, squeeze, and release. And just relax there, everyone. Closing our eyes, really zoning out. And when you're all ready, start to move to the top of your mats. Come back into seated position at the start. I hope that was a good little introduction to a bit of yoga, everyone. And like I said, there's many benefits, especially if you could pick it up at your age. I really do hope or wish that I did when I was your age, when I was playing football. If you can just, you know, work on your stretches. It's really, really important for your injury prevention, and I really would recommend it. So thank you very much, everyone, for attending. I really appreciate it. I hope you got a little bit out of it.